Welcome back. Aurelius and Malik, the Civilization Archive. We close the Edo Period Japan file today. 5 parts. The end of the story. As we enter the final chapters of the Edo Period, a sense of unease settles over Japan. The tranquility of Tokugawa rule, once a hallmark of peace, is now threatened. Economic strain looms large, with famine and natural disasters creating a grim backdrop. But this isn't just a story of decline. It's a tapestry woven with threads of hardship and resilience.
But let's not gloss over the human cost, Aurelius. Those farmers you mentioned? They were not just victims of nature. They were caught in a system that prioritized the elite. The Tenpo famine wasn't merely a backdrop. It was a crisis that devastated families. Thousands faced starvation, forced to leave their homes in search of survival. This is where we see the true impact of leadership failure.
You're correct about the suffering. The archaeological evidence is stark. Abandoned farmsteads litter the landscape, remnants of a once thriving agriculture. Yet, one must consider how these hardships revealed the vulnerabilities within the Tokugawa system. What we see is a gradual erosion of authority, much like the slow decay of those wooden beams left to rot.
Erosion of authority is right. But it wasn't just nature that pushed this decline. It was the rigid 4-tier class system. Merchants, once seen as the lowest, gained wealth and status, while samurai faced chronic debt. This shift wasn't just economic. It was a social earthquake. Imagine the anger brewing among those samurai, their pride shattered as they watched the merchants thrive.
The contrast is striking. We hear coins clinking in merchant pockets while samurai struggled in silence, their swords now mere relics of a bygone era. This shift isn't new. History shows us that every societal upheaval breeds new power dynamics. The samurai's decline wasn't just about losing status. It was a fundamental restructuring of societal roles, where wealth and commerce took precedence over tradition and martial skill. We must recognize the inevitability of these transformations.
But Aurelius, you're missing the point. This wasn't just a restructuring. It was a direct challenge to the status quo. Peasant uprisings, the Hayakusho-iki, erupted as a response to these pressures. Those communities were not passive victims. They actively fought back. The shogunate's attempts to suppress these uprisings were not merely bureaucratic responses. They were desperate measures to maintain control.
True, resistance is a powerful force. The archaeological traces of those fortifications tell a compelling story of desperation and defiance. The shogunate's varied responses reveal a bureaucracy caught off guard and scrambling for control. But we can't overlook the external pressures that compounded this internal strife. The arrival of foreign powers shifted the landscape entirely, forcing leaders to navigate a new reality. It's a stark reminder of how outside forces can reshape even the most entrenched systems.
But those foreign powers weren't just catalysts. They were disruptors. Commodore Perry's arrival in 1853 was a seismic event. The sound of cannon fire shattered the illusion of isolation. Treaties signed under duress didn't just weaken the shogunate. They symbolized Japan's forced entry into a new global arena. This wasn't just about trade. It was about survival.
The implications were profound. The fragments of imported goods found at port sites reveal a society grappling with change. The shogunate's diminishing authority is evident, much like a tree losing its leaves in autumn. But as the Bakumatsu period unfolded, internal divisions among the samurai class began to surface. What once was a united front now splintered into competing factions.
Exactly. The erosion of central authority became more than just an internal issue for Japan. The samurai class found themselves deeply debating how to confront foreign threats. And in that struggle we saw real fractures emerge within their ranks. It wasn't merely a political struggle. It was an identity crisis that affected countless lives. The Bakumatsu period didn't just signal the end of an era. It sparked new possibilities for Japan, ones that would reshape its future in unexpected ways.
and the restoration of imperial rule in 1868 was a critical moment in our history. It dismantled centuries-old structures and reshaped governance in ways we still feel today. The fall of the shogunate was like a great tree felled in a storm, creating space for new growth and ideas. This transformation wasn't just about administration. It sparked a wave of modernization that changed society. We began to see the emergence of new technologies and ideas, setting the stage for the Japan we know now.
Yet, as the Edo period fades, its legacy remains vital, woven into the fabric of modern life. The urban planning principles established back then still shape Tokyo today. If you look around, you can see the echoes of that era in every bustling neighborhood, from the narrow streets to the vibrant markets. The lessons learned during those tumultuous times about resilience and community continue to inform Japan's identity today, reminding us of the people who lived through it all and shaped this remarkable journey.
The echoes of Edo Japan remind us of the complexity of its legacy. We find a society in transition, marked by profound changes as new ideas and influences began to weave into the fabric of everyday life. The seeds of transformation planted during this era would shape the nation for generations. As we close this file, we see not just an end, but a beginning, a reminder that history is never truly finished, always setting the stage for what comes next.
And that closes the Edo period Japan file. 5 parts. 1 complete story. The full series lives on the Civilization Archive, part of the Archive Network. There's no shortage of files. Browse what pulls at you next.